God damn, I told you to come in. Well, I didn't know y'all were gonna set up like right here. This is my damn sacred place.
That's what we did, man. We came right for the good.
Place. God damn, you got all this. You went and robbed my damn cabinets,
dude. Came to see how drunk you would get before you jumped off
put
the
this
back
up.
deck.
Put this up. Retire that. Okay, that needs 10 years before you open it.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
This just I can't even put this in the shop.
Put it down there.
I gotta hide this shit. God damn, what was it on sale at Kmart?
Come on, man. That's my favorite.
This, I want to see what this is like.
That's good. You know how to set the palate? Like you do good whiskey. You know how to drink good whiskey?
No, I don't.
I'll show you.
Okay.
Are we rolling? Are we on?
If you want to do an official start.
Yeah, we started, bro.
We're going.
We're good to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sean and Sack Show.
Welcome.
There's a reason.
Where's Elena?
There's a reason that women should be in charge. Your COO is a woman.
We're for sure rolling in this moment right now. Okay, proceed.
That one's for you. No, that's me. That's a chip glass. That reminds me of all the chipness in me, all the messed
There's a
upness.
reason that we should have the women running this, so we know now, because we came down to do a Sean and Sack show, which we're going to do a Sean and Sack show with Grant.
God damn, my
Cardone.
glasses are dirty too. Do you see that? Look how spotted.
But I'm going to teach you how to set the palate.
Okay.
And Elena's not here because Grant and I didn't communicate. I didn't communicate.
This is really an intervention for you from Elena about communication.
This is supposed to be. So we have to talk.
Well,
like Elena sent us here to talk.
It was on a DM on Instagram.
Yeah. So here's what's funny. So Grant posted a picture the other day with him and Elena. It was this picture right here. You guys are looking fly, and you're looking at the phone.
Yeah.
And you said caption this, and then I wrote.
Oh, Sean Whalen.
Our podcast with Sean and Sax has how many views? Now I assumed. Don Miguel Ruiz wrote the 4 agreements not to assume. I assumed. I should not have assumed. I assumed that the Sean and Sax show. He understood that was like our show, and that Grant and Elena. So I said, hey.
I'm one of hundreds of millions of people that watch y'all show. I didn't know.
He said, let's do it. And so I said, great. I slid up in the DMs. You said, let's do it.
I did.
Sean and Sax.
Yeah.
Did somebody else write that?
I did that. I did. Let's do it.
And then
I'm the only one that can do.
Let's do a show. I mean, look at this guy. I might have gone down the rabbit hole yesterday.
But this is what I was looking at.
Yeah.
I just gotten that deal.
Did you buy that building?
I'm buying it. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Here, show it to your wife.
Oh, beautiful.
You're buying
Where's that
the
at?
whole building or a spot in it?
No, the whole building.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
Where is that?
I'm done buying spots, man.
You done buying spots?
Yeah.
You're buying all the spots.
No, that's a residential. It's 500 units.
Wow.
And it's in Chicago.
Chicago, Michigan Avenue. Yeah.
Congrats, man.
Yeah, thanks. That's what I was looking at.
Small.
She's trying to be all sexy on me and get my attention. I'm like, bro,
So this is where the confusion came in. That it ended up being the Sean and Sax show with Grant instead of Grant and Elena. But this is going to be great, man.
Yeah.
So
okay, how do I set?
Okay, so
and I'm sorry for the spotty glasses. I don't know if you guys can get a close up on these glasses.
You know what though? We love your humanness. Let's just be honest.
This glass
dirty glasses. We all have dirty glasses.
We got sweats on. So here's how you set the palate.
Okay.
I learned this from a Scottish guy. Like it is whiskey library. So you got to take a couple of breaths with your mouth open.
Yeah.
You can already start tasting because this is good shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Take a couple of breaths, and then you're going to take a little teeny bit.
Yeah.
Little teeny sip.
I'm getting oral classes.
Take your tongue. Don't swallow it. Don't rub it all around for about 60 seconds.
Nice burn. Nice
wow.
burn.
Don't swallow it.
Wow. Yeah.
Hang on, you got to do it for longer. You got to follow the procedure, man. You always teach people follow the steps.
I started
follow
before
the
you did.
Steps. You got to wait.
That's nice.
That's not it yet, though.
Yeah.
You got to wait a second.
Okay.
Your palate gets set, and then when you take
all day, every day.
She knows what's up.
I do
You take your first sip.
Yeah.
Then it's a completely different experience than just slamming a bunch of whiskey.
Yeah.
So we're running this a little bit faster than normal, but not take a sip. Feel how creamy that is? Smooth? That's good Japanese whiskey. So
now you know.
That's good. You know, a lot of people they're going to see this and they're going to be like, man, Cardone, I didn't think you drank. I said, I had a problem with drugs. I never had a problem with alcohol. But when I had a problem with drugs, there was alcohol around.
Sure.
So for from 25 till 46, I didn't have one drink. And when I was 46, we got married. I said, I am not having another drink. I'll never do the drugs again. I said, I'm not going to have another drink until I get married. And it was 26 years later. Is that right? Yeah, 25 to 46. Yeah, 21 years later.
I wanted to ask you about that, man.
But I don't have a problem with the alcohol, but that's what all.
Apparently not.
You know.
Fucking apparently not.
Okay.
We brought most of this.
But
It's just
No.
dude, I showed up at my house and you guys are all out here just kind of like taking over the place. I said, yeah, come on.
Tell us about this wine though, and this you won all this huge wine cellar.
Yeah. Now, am I going to have to teach you how to drink this since you taught me how to drink this?
Yeah, for sure.
So,
I'm not a wine connoisseur because
this has been in a bottle. Right.
he's been told that before though.
What?
He just still
Well,
sticks
look,
with it.
I like Caymus.
You
Caymus
can,
is
yeah,
my
but you
favorite.
can't buy red wine that was in 2021.
That's what they had.
That's
All
what,
right, so teach me.
right, but this is 1982.
It's just the paparazzi. I mean, I don't expect anything less
The
from me being
Malibu
here.
sheriff. I'm sure there's a lot of
Here,
crime.
here, here,
Welcome to my world. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
They know the podcast. They got the hot chick.
So this is Chateau Margaux. It's 1982. 1982. I was just getting out of college.
Hey, Sax, how old were you in 1980?
I was a pre-thought.
You weren't even born yet.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So I was just getting out of college. I was selling cars for a living, and but this has been in a bottle for what? 2022. This is
82.
41.
34 years old. Right?
82.
No, 41.
She's 40.
I just
So
turned
41.
40.
So this is how old?
41
years old.
That's that whiskey.
You're terrible.
Fucking whiskey.
You had one sip
God
of
damn,
that
that whiskey's already messed up my math. So yeah, this
So
is
it's
older
a
than
41, 41-year-old
Okay, so
bottle.
now this
How do we do this?
this needs some time. But when I open this, could you not smell it?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like you didn't have to go like you do all this.
No.
You didn't have to do all that shit we did with the whiskey. I mean, this just like boom.
So how do you?
What do you smell? What do you
Is it
smell?
paint? Is it
I mean, you did,
grapes?
Huh? Grapes. Okay.
Smell some
Goddamn
grapes.
redneck.
What you smell? It
Oh, God,
smells
grapes.
like
Some goddamn grapes in there.
grapes. Smells like Italy. I do have a tractor. You have a tractor?
It needs time.
You got a tractor?
I don't have a tractor.
See,
But I'd love to
you
have
got
a tractor.
some cool shit, but I got some cool shit too.
Yeah, I
There's
know you
nothing. Look, man, you can go ride
my
all day
God.
long.
Oh my God.
There
This
is
is gonna
nothing like driving a tractor. You come out to my ranch and get on a tractor.
I bet
it's the shit.
I bet it's incredible. And you brought some cigars, okay? That needs time. We'll drink the whiskey.
It tastes like grapes.
No,
I trust you on that.
No.
We'll drink
No.
some whiskey.
That probably needs another 45 minutes.
Girl, we got lots to talk
Just
about.
to get ready.
We got a lot to talk about. Sax has a ton of questions for you, but
Okay.
we'll stick with the whiskey and then go to the wine. But
Okay.
So this is my cigar. I want you to try it. You said you were going to give me an honest opinion, which I trust.
I'll give you an honest opinion.
And this is-
I
what
don't
is
think it's
this
going to be
one?
good, though. I go in with a lot of bias.
What is
okay?
this? So this is a Cuban San Cristobal. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you got to have an open mind. Like, you can be stuck on your shit, but sometimes somebody's going to introduce you something that tastes amazing,
Can't do
doesn't
this.
it? Why?
It's too sweet.
You don't like the sweet?
I hate it.
Really?
Yeah, that's
Can't do
right.
that.
Yeah, if you don't
Can't
like
do
it.
that, man. It's not-
Unbelievable. Really?
Yeah, man.
Hey, everybody's got their own frame. Whatever tickles your pickle.
Okay, but I appreciate.
You don't like it. You're the Cuban.
I can't do the sweet.
You like a natural cigar.
It just reminds me of another time in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
You have flashbacks or something?
Yeah, I had a flashback.
Of what?
I just had a flashback.
Of what?
Black and Milds or something? No.
Cherry cigars, Lake Charles, Louisiana.
Drink a Mad Dog 2020?
No, probably drinking cherry vodka. Everything was sweet. I knew nothing. I'm throwing up over myself. You know, I'm terrified of everybody. I'm being bullied. Like I just can't. Like
old
this
are you?
thing. Oh, back then I'm 15, smoking cherry cigars and stealing cigarettes, and you know.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I don't Google a lot of people. I Googled you yesterday.
Okay.
It was funny because me and Sax were, and I mean, we've hung out before. We chatted, chopped it up a couple times. We never had a chance to really sit down. Sax was in the bath last night laughing about how similar you and Elena's story is to ours, about how we were a bunch of dickheads, get dumped by these hot chicks, and then we kind of had to, you know, come back and win them back over. But
Yeah, I think
really
there's an
intrigued
article on your website.
about the story.
Uh-huh.
I was
Yeah.
intrigued though because my upbringing was fairly similar. I was an angry teenager. I was an angry kid.
You hated school?
Hated school.
Yeah.
Fucking dropped out my senior year. Went snowboarding my senior year. Went to class high every single day. smoke more weed than I know what to do with.
Yeah.
Eventually, when I write a biography, I'm gonna tell everybody that that's how I learned to be an entrepreneur, was selling weed. You know, what were you back then? Like the thing that me and Sax were talking about, which I think is really cool, is like nowadays you got social media. There's a lot of freaking kids in that space. They follow you. Isn't that kind of a trip? Like 16, 17, you get messages from, I know you do, you DMs from these little kids, 18, 19, 20-year-olds that are angry.
Yeah.
Like we were angry. How's that make you feel, knowing that those kids follow you, knowing that you like have an impact on them?
It's great, dude. You know, I wish I had bigger impact, you know. I wish I hit more people. I mean, I was with Tarzan yesterday. You know the guy?
Yeah.
He gets 215 million interviews a month.
Crazy.
Or a week or something.
Were you
insane.
down at the ranch?
No,
Dan's
no.
ranch?
They brought the RV up to where I was
that's right.
flying out
Saw
of.
that.
And I'm like, he's getting 215 million views on holding an anaconda. And if I help a couple thousand kids, I'm lucky. So it just goes to show you, like, it's, you know, I'm never gonna. I mean, I said, bro, you got to bring an anaconda to my office. Like, I'll grow my channel. I'll do anything to reach more people and help them. You know, so it's just a shame. It's so hard to reach people.
You reach a ton of people, though, man.
Yeah.
You go all over the world. You reach a fuck ton of people.
And you guys have a really powerful message. Like, we resonate with it. We love it. Like,
we did a Q&A the other day on the Sean and Sack.
My daughter said, "Hey, who are these people?" She checks out, like.
Cool.
And I said, these are good people.
Cool.
These are good people. They believe in family. They believe in America. They believe in freedom, and they believe in speaking up. So
we started our podcast the week before we got married. We've been married almost 3 years, and the first episode was the week before we got married. We do these Q&As, and somebody asked the other day, like, you know, who are the power couples? Like, who are the couples that you guys look at? You know, and knowing enough about your story and your upbringing, like, I mean, this is like, you can't not just look at this and be like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I did some shit. Like, because I know where that darkness comes from, and I know that place and what internally drives you and like keeps you motivated, knowing the fear of that past and that anger and that frustration, but knowing that like you and Elena are literally traveling the world, denting the universe, thousands. I mean, you fucking fill up baseball stadiums.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we did that.
You're
awesome.
denting the universe a lot more than I think you probably know.
Maybe, yeah.
How's that feel though, man?
Well, it feels like I wish I could do more. You know, it's not a feeling of, because it's not even a dent. It's like a flick, right? Because the kid's moving on to, he's moving on to the porn, to the bad advice, to the next guy, to the fake, to the fraud, to the chicks, to the, like, whatever they're moving on to, right? The women are moving on to the most beautiful woman on the Instagram that's not real.
Right.
She's covered in filters. I mean, our kids today, man, as much opportunities they have, they're also like, it's going to be so hard for most kids. They're stuck in an education system that is probably 3 or 4 times worse than when we were going through. And it was already broken 30 years ago. And so, you know, and then it's the balancing act between, okay, I got to make money. I need to produce income. I need to make these, you know, I need to pay for people that are working for us. They want to stay and they want to do something good, but they also need to make money. And so it's how do you reach them without, you know, crossing some line you don't even believe in just to get an audience.
Sure. I really love how you're kind of going at it with a lot of angles. Like you just did the couples thing with Elena, which helps, like that helps support families. Like you build better relationships, you build better families, you build better futures. Yeah. And like that trickles through. And then you're also like, I follow your girls, and like the way that they can hold an audience is, at such a young age, is incredible. Like that will resonate with people that you can't really reach because they can reach.
We rented the kids just for that purpose.
Right. By the way. Us too. We have 5.
Right.
Dude.
Wow.
Is there anything cooler though?
No, nothing.
Because I didn't grow up with that. I didn't grow up with that. Yeah.
No.
Like seeing your girls, like I bring my kids everywhere. I'm speaking in front of 1,000, 2,000, whatever it is. Like I did an event in Vegas a couple years ago. We were racing the Mint 400, and it was my son's birthday. And so I went up to give this keynote, and I brought him up, and he was 13 or 14 at the time, and I had the whole place sing him happy birthday.
Wow.
And I did a 45-minute keynote. We spent 30 minutes just doing Q&A. I'm like,
wow.
I can sit up here and tell y'all how cool this shit is and how to buy this and how to do this.
Ask him.
But talk to my son, like y'all, and how many of you have your parents? Ask him what it's like. You know what I'm saying? Because, dude, at the end of the day, like, bringing the kids, bringing the girls with you and showing them, not telling them, because, like, I say this all the time with Lions and Sheep, like, I don't remember a lot of the shit my dad told me, but I remember what he showed me.
Yeah.
You know,
I agree with that.
And I know you lost your dad at, what, 10? You were 10 when you lost your dad?
Yeah.
And so I think you probably understand that more than the average, that, like, you're going to show these girls this, where you can tell them, go live your dreams, where a lot of people are saying that to their kids nowadays. Go live your dreams, but they go to jobs they fucking hate. They're in marriages they can't fucking stand. And the kids see that. You're gonna remember that. I mean, you remember a lot of that stuff. So, like, what's that like for you now, like, having these...
Well, Sabrina and Scarlett, I finished Undercover Billionaire in Pueblo. It was a terrible, terrible experience. I mean, it was a good experience, but it was very, very hard. I would never do it again. And we came home. When we left, we were going to go to Miami. And I said, I don't want to go to Miami. I need to go somewhere and just retreat, man. Like, I'd been beat up. 90 days, COVID, Pueblo, Colorado.
Oh, yeah.
I was fighting the crew the whole time. It was very difficult. And so we rented 3 houses over from right here. And literally 3 houses over. We rented the house. I don't know, it was like 15 or 20 grand a night. It was worth every penny because I needed to retreat. I woke up to the ocean. The ocean's this thing right here.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm the same way, man.
dude, like, give me some water, bro.
Yep, that's true.
I don't care about the house. I care about the view. And so Elena and I got up that morning, walked down. This had to be 20, not that you care, but it's 2022 maybe. No, it's 2021. We're right in the middle of COVID. 2021.
2020 was when COVID started.
Yeah, it's March. 2020. You're right. Yeah, it's 3 years ago.
Yeah. The scamdemic.
We walked down here. Yeah, we walked down here to the end. This end's right here. This is Adler's house next to me, you know, so everybody knows Lou Adler. And we get down there and I walk past this house and said, Elena, we need to buy this house right here. This 150 feet, pool. I mean, it's freaking awesome. I said, we need to buy this house. I called my buddy up. I said, Brandon, find out who owns 2-1 address to this house. And he's like, I know who owns the house. Russian oligarch. He is impossible to deal with. I said, good, we're gonna buy the house. And it took me 19 months to get this house, and we got it. Sabrina and Scarlett, they watched the whole, they literally watched the whole transaction. I told them when I was gonna buy it, I told Elena when I was gonna buy it, and then it would take 19 months for the deal to come together. And then we came out and rehabbed the place, and you asked about the neighbors. The neighbors are great. So what's this like?
You can keep that on record, because, like, we're I bought 500 acres last year out in Utah. And I called my buddy, who's a builder, and said, I want to build this big ass house, and I don't want anybody to know about it. It's all off grid. I got my own water, my own power, my own everything. Wow. He's like, cool, let's do it. So there's no CO and whatever, but we got this big ass place.
Well, doing 500 acres in Utah is different than doing.
Oh yeah, well, you got neighbors in
Malibu,
California,
Beach, communist California.
You go tell Newsom when you're sitting next to him, like, yo, I need that certificate of occupancy, son.
No, I have that. I don't have that, but
is this like, I asked you this before, but this is kind of like a Mona Lisa. You know what I mean by Mona Lisa? Like, there's those projects and those things that's like nobody can fuck with. Like, very few people can get. Yeah. Is that how you feel about this place?
I mean, it's a special place. It's still, we've only been here a handful of times. Most of it was working on it, you know, and now we need to bring life into it. And
that's what we're doing.
I asked Sabrina, she said she loves this house more than living in Miami.
She loves this place because she participated in the create of it, right? Both in buying it, purchasing it. I included them in
so cool, man.
The acquirement of it.
She's how old?
She's 14.
And then how old is Scarlett?
She's 12.
Yeah, it's freaking cool, man.
That's how it's been with our ranch, with our kids. Like, they've helped us make the roads, literally, like, ground up.
Yeah.
And they're just so invested in it. And,
I've been looking for dirt for a big piece of property, and we found it. We drove out one Sunday, met the broker. Literally, there was no gates on it. It was all grazing pasture. They've been grazing for 40 years. So we climbed through the barbed wire. Me and Sax were walking through the freaking scrub oak and the whole thing. And we stood up walked us right up to this one spot that overlooked the entire valley, the lake, the entire thing, and I was like, this is the jam. Like, this is, we're going to do this. And I told her, I was like, I made...
You felt like a Didnt.
It was done,
moment, right?
I was like, I put my cowboy hat on, I was like, I'm going to shoot somebody. Like, who wants to get shot? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I literally made a stupid offer. One of those offers where you're like, I kind of feel dumb even submitting this. Like, they're going to laugh me out of the freaking building. 24 hours later, like, done, we'll take it. I was like, wow, done. So we literally, from the very first gate...
What'd you get for that?
I can't tell you that. I got a good deal.
Tell me.
Just
tell me.
Maker.
Wow.
It's good.
Wow.
That was pretty loud.
It's no secret. It's
No, you should have left it out, dude.
You
People
can beep that. Beep
that
out.
Beep it and let them guess.
Yeah.
They'll go fucking nuts.
But it, dude, there was nothing on it.
Yeah.
There's literally no roads, no anything. So we spent 6 months just on our little Razor driving it. I can't tell you how many sunsets and sunrises we just sat there on a ridge and we're like, we want to see where the sun comes up and like make this our jam. But our dog died last year. It's a funny story. And we buried him on the ranch. So we built like a little cemetery. And like we have a deal.
We buried him before we even closed.
Yeah, we literally buried him.
We're believing in this.
Later.
We're burying our dog on land.
Wow. What was his name?
Coda.
So I told her, I was like, I want to be buried on my ranch, like Dutton style. Like, it's 500 acres, man. I'm putting this thing in a trust so nobody will ever touch it. Kids can't sell it. It'll be there forever. It's kind of like this. I'm a big proponent of being a dad. It's not really simple. I mean, we've talked and you met my kids.
Biggest role in the world, man.
And you talked about when your dad died that it left a huge void.
Yeah.
And like growing up without my old man was gone at 12. So I kind of feel like I have that. I had no guidance. Mom was working 2 jobs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of 51% of marriages are ending in divorce. Like it's an epidemic, in my opinion. Yeah. Right now, the family's being destroyed. If I'm the adversary, I don't need to worry about porn because no dude wakes up going, "Hey, I'm going to look at porn today." It's because he's got a shitty upbringing, a shitty relationship, the whole thing. Like, if I'm the adversary, I'm waging war on the home. And as a dad, I don't think there's a greater role that I play, whether it's CEO, business owner, whatever, than father. Yeah. Like, how was not having your dad around? How has that impacted you in being
a dad?
A dad.
Yeah, well, it's, we homeschool the kids, so we did that really for us as much as for the kids because it would allow me, whenever I got home, they're home. Yeah. And there's a responsibility with it, but it was, my dad was gone, dude. My dad was working. He was trying to take care of the family. He was trying to build his own dream, and we had 5 kids like you guys have. And at a different time in life where mom didn't work. And then when he passed, dude, it was like, there's only like 2 or 3 things I learned from my dad. He got up every day and went to work. He protected his name no matter what. And he worked. Like when he worked, he worked. And I would watch him work and I'd be like, oh, that's how you work. He never really told me any of this stuff. Like he did tell me the thing about the name, respect your name. He taught me one thing about money that I've never forgotten. What? Don't play with it. I lost a quarter, and I came home and I said, I lost my quarter. And he said, never play with money. And my whole life is like those things. And then when he died, and you and I were joking about homes and how they're money pits. Yeah. And I get probably more hate for my position on homes than anything. Like people are like, a home's a good deal. Why are you trying to talk me out of it? I'm like, it's a terrible deal. Takes your attention, takes resources. You got to pay for it. You got this house at Cabo. You just fixed it. Storm comes in and tears it up. Tears it all up. So it's not a great deal. It's a terrible. So I learned that because my dad had bought a house on the lake in Lake Charles, and that house was a symbol of I've made it. And then 17 months later, he died. And literally 3 or 4 days later, my mom's having to sell the house because she cannot maintain it. It was paid for. It wasn't the mortgage, it was the maintenance of it. She did the right thing. Only because she didn't have an income coming in. She didn't have somebody who could go get money. So I was learning all this at 10 and 11 years old. Okay, you got to have income, otherwise you'll lose your stuff. That's where my hustle comes from. It doesn't come from when I was 25. It comes from when I'm learning.
We were talking about that on the flight out here. It's almost like the recipe that makes you. It's like it can be looked at as like, oh, all these negative things, but it's like if that recipe didn't happen, you wouldn't have been you know? And it's like some of this darkness that isn't really darkness. It's actually like such a gift.
It's a gift.
You know, like you had to,
it's the gift you don't want, right? But
absolutely.
In the
There's
moment
so
you
many.
want
Yeah.
So many of those that come in life.
Well, what do you say to dads right now? Because I've watched what you've built with 10X. I mean, and Jared and some of the guys. You got a fucking absolutely killer.
I got a great crew, man.
You got a fucking amazing crew. Something that I look at. You and Andy Frisilla, I think are the two dudes that have built a culture and an environment like within your companies that I admire, that I want to emulate. Because knowing your people are getting wealthy, knowing your people are taken care of, knowing their families are taken care of, that's a huge thing of pride. But there's a lot of dudes right now that are on that, just grind your balls off still. Even after all of the books, you read about the Carnegies, the Rockefellers, the Steve Jobs of the world. Yeah. They all say the same thing at the end of their book, all of them. They all talk about how they built their empires, how they built the steel, they did this. They all say the same fucking thing, everybody. Yeah. If I could go back and do it all over again, I would have spent more time with my family. I would have spent more time doing the shit that I want to do. All of them. Yeah. So I look at that like, here's John D. Rockefeller talking to me. I don't know if Morgan said that.
I don't think those early gangsters.
The early dudes were freaking psychopaths.
Those were eighth grade dropouts.
Right.
And I don't know that they would say that, dude. They had a lot of kids.
The Steve Jobs. I mean, you could. Did you read his biography?
Yeah.
His biography is phenomenal. At the end of his book, you could tell he was kind of like, he's flat out said it. He's like, I'm worth $7.5 billion. I can't buy my health. Yeah. He's like, I'd trade all of my money to be able to go back and to be able to live, But there's a lot of dudes right now that have this hustle grind. Where do I fit? How do I stay home? How do I be a dad? Where do I go? What do I do? What do you say to those guys? What do you do? How do you do it? How do you play this game? How do you build the empire and still be a father and still be present and still be a good husband and still date your wife and still nurture that relationship? But go out and build the empire without sacrificing it. Because literally 50% of marriages are ending in divorce. Yeah. Half of the people have either been divorced or will be divorced. Yeah.
What do I say to those people? Yeah. I don't give people advice on that.
What do you say to those men?
Okay, well, how do you do it then? Like, what is it that Grant does?
What would you tell them?
I would tell them, make sure your partners have a full glass of wine.
Love it. Thank you.
That's good, right?
It's a good friend.
We didn't toast, by the way. We need a toast. Here, baby, you need a little bit more. We're going to call this the liquid edition. The liquid. Thanks for having us in the home.
Thank you guys for being successful.
We're working.
A toast right there.
Thank you. I'll drink to that.
Yeah. So what do I tell guys out there?
There's a lot of people that follow you.
I think instead of saying what we tell them, it's like how does Grant Cardone do that?
Yeah. Well, I waited till I was 46 to get married. I didn't have kids till I was 50. I don't regret that. I mean, I wish I'd have had more kids.
Sure.
But and I'm assuming they're mine.
They look.
You think they look like
they're yours?
Okay.
I mean, they do look a lot like Elena, but they. Mm-hmm. I'd bank on they're yours.
Either way, I'm proud of them, and I'm responsible for them, and I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure that they do good in life. But, I would tell people, like, I have never ever made success a second category, ever. It has always been a primary category for me, because it was there before the wife and before the kids, and I wanted to get in a position. With respect to my dad did everything right. No debt, no credit card. He wasn't flaunting. He was respected in the community. He worked his ass off, saved his money, made family a priority. But the problem was he got to a certain level, and then when he expired, he could not take care of the family anymore. What he had done didn't continue on. Right. So, I told Elena, I said, look, I will never cheat on you. I will never screw around on you. I will give you anything and everything you want. Whatever it is. You want to be famous? I'll make you famous. Like, I'll do whatever. Okay, because she was in Hollywood. And I'll take care of you, but I said I will not give up this idea that I'm going to be successful. And not even for the kids, by the way. Because I know they're going to bail here in a couple of years. They're going to be like, I'm out, I'm bouncing, let's go. I want to go do my own deal.
Two of mine, they're gone. They flew the nest. They're going to leave. PC, I'm like, where the fuck are you going? Like, you know what I mean? My daughter, like,
they're going to do their deal.
She's doing her deal. I'm like, I'm kind of sad. I'm kind of mad. I'm kind of like, yo, where are you going? Like,
you're right.
It's an interesting thing to experience, But I think that's real love, though. It's like, we talked about this with Jordan Peterson, is where when you really love someone, you only want to see them rise to the best version of themselves.
Yeah.
Like, and so I feel like that's a beautiful agreement. And Elena, assuming,
Yeah.
you know,
Elena,
I know her, I don't know her, but
Elena's phenomenal. Like,
yeah.
she has never, 20 years we've been married, she has never, ever, ever said, oh, you work too much, or you're not home enough, you're not giving me enough attention. Like, never, not one time in 20 years. Like, that was the deal. The deal was, like, I'm gonna go blow us up, and it's gonna be a bunch of work, and it's gonna be painful, and it's gonna be, and then as things started happening, we started reconfiguring our life. Like, okay, what do I need in order to have more time with them and do my deal, not compromise?
Yeah.
A young kid, an 18-year-old kid, I was with Glenn Stearns yesterday, and a kid comes up to me, he's 28 years old, and he says, best piece of advice you have for me. You know, everybody wants the one piece, right?
Yeah, one
and I
nugget.
said, bro, do not compromise success. Don't make it, like, oh, I gotta make this happy and that happy. Go get it. Go get the success.
What is success?
And I think that Steve Jobs would not have been happy had he not done what he did.
Totally agree.
For sure.
That's the dichotomy.
And by the way, I know he wasn't happy about how he was as a father.
Right.
But he was a father for billions of people.
Totally.
For sure.
That's the
And an
dichotomy.
inspiration. You're talking about him again today.
Yeah.
He lives
Totally.
on
Yeah.
because you're talking about him.
Absolutely.
And I think that contribution could be greater than just having did a great job with one or two kids.
Right. That's I think.
And I don't want to compromise. I still want to do a great job with my kids.
Sure.
And I am. Like, the thing I'm most proud of is not the stadiums or the books or the money or the houses, but it is what we're doing with our kids.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because people like me because of the kids.
That's a huge struggle.
More.
Man.
Well, because you're very intentional. You're very intentional as a father. You're very intentional at least from what we
you
see,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I mean, you could be full of baloney, but I believe you're genuine.
No, it's the same. Sabrina, you up there right now?
Fact check.
We put our kids on stage at our last event.
You know, and this is what I like about this. One of the things I wanted to talk to you and Elaine about, which, you know, we'll do that later. But, like, there's a real war going on inside of the mind of a man right now. Like, where do I go? What do I do? I've only got so much time. You know what I mean? I'm hearing about being the present father. I'm building the success, building the empire. But what is it? You know, Grant just bought this. Grant just got that. Andy's over here. This guy's over there. You know, all of these dudes rising. I think there's a lot of dudes that feel like if I don't work more, if I don't get more, then I'm not successful. And there's a real interesting conversation in the mind of men. More men killed themselves in 2022 than during the Great Depression.
Yeah, I believe that.
It's fact.
Yeah.
You think about why. It's not because there's a lack of money. It's not because there's a lack of companionship. You can go down to the local bar and freaking find some chick to hook up with, right? I think there's a real interesting experience happening in the mind of men. Like, what is success? When is it either have I gotten what I need to get? Where do I keep going? How do I be the dad and the provider and the entire deal? And you enter social media. Back in the day, you and I called people. We had to sit down and talk. Now social media, like, there's a lot of dudes that feel like they're a failure because they don't have this or that or whatever.
Well, maybe that's good.
So what is success to you?
Maybe that's good.
Define
Motivate them
success.
to level up.
I think it's, well, let me just handle this thing. I think people should be honest with themselves, and if you're disappointed about your accumulation of wins and victories and successes,
Yeah.
I don't see any problem with that.
Yeah.
Like, this whole self-love, love yourself no matter where you are in life, and you can't pay the bills, and you can't keep up with your credit cards, and you can't take care of your car, and you can't make your bed, and then you wake up in the morning and you're like, I don't love myself. Well, guess what, bruh?
Yeah.
Look around you.
No shit.
You're not gonna.
Yeah.
So I know for me, there's nothing wrong with me being the most critical person of me.
Sit on the way here.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Absolutely.
I'm like, I
There's
can
no
do more.
troll
That's
that's
why when you ask
be
me,
harder than me. Like,
yeah, when
nobody's
you,
gonna-
yeah, exactly. Like, when you asked me, said, hey, how does it feel to help so many people? My first thing I said was, I haven't helped anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, as the lights go out.
As the lights go out. That mindset, though, I think is really cool because it's like Ed Milet, you know, Ed, he talks about being blissfully dissatisfied. He's like, I'm always blissfully dissatisfied.
Yeah.
It's like you're satisfied with where you are, you like where you are,
Yeah.
but you want more.
You guys want to get this on?
Yeah. It's like
Yeah,
there's-
it's called what's it called? There's a word for it. It's a beautiful word. Beautiful 2 words, actually.
Come on, it's the whiskey.
When the lights
come on.
Oh, yes. Charging issue?
We haven't done, this is our first podcast that we've done outside of our
on the
own
road?
studio on the road. So we're literally, I called these guys live in Hawaii, and they came and shot Lionsden Live. You see, we had Jordan Peterson come out the other day.
I didn't see that.
We had Jordan Peterson come.
Yeah.
I was trying to get you guys to come, you and Elena to come. And Jordan came out, and that guy's a holy shit. We'll sit down and smoke some cigars with. But these guys came out and shot it, and so I called him when I hit you up to do a podcast. I said, hey, we're going to go to Malibu. I don't have like a whole road set up. We've got our studio and we just bought a new warehouse.
Yeah.
And we don't have a mobile setup.
You a rancher, son?
I'm gonna sell you, and you'll be converted. You'll be like Malibu the ranch.
No, dude. Look, we want a ranch.
No,
I've always wanted a ranch.
We're by a beautiful body of water.
Yeah, we've got.
Just putting it out there. Beautiful body of water.
Last summer.
Yeah, I've always wanted a ranch ever since I've been 7 years old.
I've been looking, and last summer we're on the ranch. We're building our house, the whole thing. We got this big trailer. The kids go out. We're sitting by the fire, and the kids go out on the 4-wheelers, right? Mm-hmm. And we go camping all the time. And there's always people around camping and shit like that. And the kids are riding, and they're riding the 4-wheelers at night. I'm sitting there smoking a cigar, and I got super emotional because like they kind of disappear over this ridge, and like my first instinct was like,
where are they? What happened?
And then I was like, wait, this is my spot. Like, I fenced this. I fenced all 500 acres. Like, they can't get lost. I'm like, this is the dream. Like this to me, that's what I've been busting my ass for. Is like, this is my chunk of land.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'll pay you your fucking taxes, take your piss off, whatever.
Yeah.
But like, this is my Yellowstone. This is my John Dutton.
Yeah.
My kids can ride and fucking rally and the whole thing. But it's a freaking trip, man. Like, it's good.
Yeah. So that's what I would tell the kids, man. You don't have to compromise. Like and I know, you guys know that if they don't quit, they can get whatever they want. They don't have to compromise. And it's unfortunate that so many people are telling this story that just be happy.
Yeah.
Just settle. I mean, there's big influencers talking about lower your expectations.
Yeah.
I just keep raising mine.
Yeah, 100%.
And then because of what my dad taught me, he's like, raise it and get it.
And go to it. That's what makes you happy. Dude. It's the constant pursuit.
Yeah.
Are you happy?
I get asked this question all the time. Dude, I don't even think about happy.
Really?
I don't it's not something I measure. I don't measure, am I happy? So maybe I'm happy.
Okay,
because everybody just looking for happy, like if I want blueberries, it means I don't have them.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So everybody's talking about happiness, and I'm like, I don't even think about it.
Yeah.
I don't think about leadership either. I never talk about leadership.
Just do it.
I'm like,
you're just there.
So I was having this conversation with John Maxwell. I was on a boat with him in the Bahamas, and in Italy. We were in Italy, and I said, I never think about leadership. He's like, it's because you're a leader. I don't think about happy, dude. So maybe I'm happy. I don't know. I don't think about it. I'm happy you guys are here.
Yeah. Well, we're happy we're here.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not always happy when I do this.
Yeah. Why not?
I've done things that I was like, I wish I wouldn't have done this.
Yeah.
Like the show?
No, I'm glad I did it.
Oh, are you?
I'm glad I did that show, but it was painful. It was so painful.
Was it just dealing with the COVID part? Is that?
No. If it was up to me, we would have kept shooting during COVID.
Because they quit, right? They didn't want to shoot during COVID.
Yeah, their liability issue. I said, I'll cover the liability.
Yeah.
Let's show America how to work during COVID or whatever this thing is.
Nobody wanted to.
They we can't take, we can't take a chance. And anyway, that's a whole nother.
So I want to go into you and Elena. So how did you guys, how did you meet? And I want to know, what is it about her? Because she's incredible. She's captivating. She's magnetic. She's beautiful. I just love
I gotta tell you before you answer that. Like last night, because Sax loves to she got to be prepared, right? When we married, I was stage presenting, doing events, love it, and she was deathly afraid of public speaking. Had never done a podcast before, so I was like, we're in.
You don't seem afraid.
That's the irony of us being together. I'm like,
yeah, her very first speaking engagement. My buddy Ryan Stewman, I think you know Ryan Stewman, her to come speak. I came and spoke. So I pulled a chair out on stage because she was like shaking. She was so scared.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got you. I'm with you. So I pulled a chair out. I'm sitting on stage. I'm like, go fucking crush it. So I'm sitting there like this, and she's just waxing profound, just killing it. And everybody's cheering and laughing the whole thing. And it's like been the coolest fucking experience to see her like evolve and morph into that. But last night, she's in the bath looking up Elena, like things on Elena, like
because you thought Elena was going to be here.
Well, and I followed Elena.
Yeah, we thought Elena was going to be here. You got to communicate better, man. You really got to read your messages. You know what I'm saying? It's the Sean and Sax show. It's the couple show. It's relationship. You should have just.
But you assumed I knew that.
I assumed that you knew it.
I don't know that. You cannot assume
Sax
anything
is in charge.
ever.
Sax is in charge. Anyways, you're buying.
Yeah, but she wasn't texting me. She wasn't texting me.
So she's looking up Elena. She's
I'm
laughing.
getting hit like with like.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. But
figure out how to do it. I'll do it.
And
where do you want to do it? I don't care. Do it. Let's do it. I like you.
I'm
do
married
it.
to this man,
do it.
Grant.
I didn't
know.
read your.
I
How many?
know.
Let me just see where your bullshit text is anyway.
But Sax was
Look,
going into
I
the
still
whole
can't find
Elena
the text.
thing.
Okay.
Yeah. See.
Yeah, so I was going in and reading that article we talked about earlier.
Which was great, by the way. I loved it. Because you were laughing so hard about like...
I loved it
because guys, if I knew you wanted Elena here, I would have brought her here. I would have waited 2 hours.
Again.
Yeah,
Look, we're going to get freaking hammered second time around. Drink another freaking shitty bottle of Camus. But anyways, go ahead. I'm going to bring you another cigar. You're going to love it.
Okay.
Like, what is it about her? Like, how did you guys even come to be? Because we met on Instagram in some very not romantic way. I mean, but with
what
you
do
guys,
you mean?
like, he pursued me for about a year before I ever agreed.
She's a tough sell. Elena was a tough sell too.
And so you pursued me for about a year before we ever connected.
Goddamn, you ugly, dude.
And then I still didn't really. I don't know. You know.
Yeah, like.
When you're a big personality,
She had
I was a little
commitment issues.
skeptical. I was like, oh,
Elena had commitment issues too.
This guy could be full of baloney.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, how did you guys meet, and what is it that? Is there anything that's not obvious about Elena that captivated you?
So, this 20 years ago, and I lived in La Jolla. I was a playboy. I had a place like this on the ocean. It was smaller than this, but it was a magical little kingdom. Nobody ever walked into this house and left. Like, you walked into this, it was magic for a single guy.
Sounds familiar, right?
And then I reached a point where I'm like, I hate this life. I don't want to be a playboy aniomore. I don't want to be single. I want a wife. I want a family. I need to start building myself. I'm 43 years old. 43 years old. I was miserable. Had everything a guy would want, and I was miserable.
Sure.
And thought I was the shit, by the way. Looking back, I thought I was the shit.
Oh, you look at your pictures, bro. You're like the hair and the whole thing, you know?
Dude, I thought I was the shit. You know, so...
Were you just pointing at me?
Yeah. So
Yes.
it takes one to know one, you know. And so sold my house. Big lesson for me, man. Get rid of stuff, and then you can get stuff. Sold it. Had no clue where I was going. Moved to LA. I knew the chick that I wanted was not in San Diego. So second, move. You got to move. Every great thing that's ever happened to me required a move. Had to uproot and go some other place.
Sure.
Even when I was 25, I had to uproot everything. And moved to LA, met her 6 minutes after I got in LA.
Really?
Yep. Showed up at a place, they had all these lights out, they were doing a commercial shoot. A buddy of mine was doing it. He wasn't really a buddy, I just knew of him. And he's like, when you get to LA, I'm doing this shoot. I got there like midnight. Downtown LA, never been there in my life. And met her. And then started pursuing her. What did I know? I don't know. I had this intuition that she was the chick.
That's awesome.
She looked the way I wanted a chick to look like, you know, and she was not ready for a relationship by any means. And I was. So then I pursued her called her 26 times. No return. Not even this is back in the days of, you know,
Real phones, like You couldn't slide up in the DMs back then. It was like real phone calls.
There was no Instagram.
Like messages where you're like, boop, hey, I'm just calling you, letting you know.
It was a machine.
Like, push the machine.
It was a machine, you know. And I knew she was getting the messages. And then I would start showing up where she was. And, you know.
What is it?
What
was her? Yeah, I mean, what was her? Like, why didn't she? Why wasn't she taking the bait?
You got to ask her.
Yeah.
You know, I looked a certain way. That wasn't. I'm not her mock-up. Mm-hmm. I'm not six. I'm not big, tall, ugly dude like you.
You were still a playboy.
No. I wasn't. I was not. I killed it, dude. I was done. I was not. But nobody knew that. It was like when I was a drug addict, right? When I recovered, the community still thought I was a drug addict.
Your reputation takes a long time.
Dude, you can't, like, you get typecast for years.
Mm-hmm.
When I was a sales guy and I became known as a sales guy. Some of those names you mentioned, I'm like, I don't want to be those guys anymore. I don't want to be a influencer. I'm gonna transition again right now. We're in big transition right now. So I won't be known for this. I won't even be doing these in the future. This might be the last one.
Hey, the grand finale. We have to do it.
Well, I'll do that one too. Okay, so but the point was, you know, like, you got to transition.
Yeah.
And so I did. I did what I needed to do personally on myself, to work on myself, to become a father before I was a father, a husband before I was a husband. I had to start trusting me before she could trust me. And I did a bunch of work on myself. Not the Jordan Peterson kind of work.
Yeah.
I tried all that stuff. That.
What did you do? Because I was the same way. Like, I was the playboy, had a big ass house. She wouldn't come into it. It was like, when we got married, I was like, we should move into this house. She's like, we're not living in this house. I'm like, why? She's like, it was like the ultimate bachelor pad. I had guns everywhere, fucking art, like, just propped up against the wall. It was like, huge household. She's like, no, this isn't our fucking place. I'm like, okay, same thing. So bought a new house, the whole deal. What'd you do though?
You mean to get me right?
Yeah, what'd you do to get you right?
Well, my go-to is Scientology, man. Like, it's helped me so much.
How'd you find that?
I read a book.
Yeah.
Dianetics.
What was it?
Dianetics. It's a best-selling book for like 20 years.
That's Ron's book, right?
Yeah. It is like 95% of all the success I have today is because of that.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
What connected you to that? Like, what? Like,
I read the book. The book made sense to me, and then I started doing. There's courses. It's not like you go and pray. You're not praying to something. You're like, I need to learn about why I have a relationship. Why do I keep picking the wrong chicks? Mm-hmm. Okay, is it me? Is it them? Or is it my picker? Mm-hmm. So, you know, why do I have commitment issues? Why do I get tired of people? But really, I was just picking the wrong people. I was picking people that could not possibly ever fulfill me in life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even maybe having the concept that somebody else could. You know, so it helped me with, like, look at my team, dude. We got 700 employees.
Yeah.
And they're freaking, like, I got studs all over the place. I got stars all over my little universe. It's not just me winning. And the thing, one of the things, in addition to my marriage and my kids, is like, I got a lot of people that are winning around me.
Yeah.
Partners, investors. So I didn't trust that I could do those things before I started studying Scientology. And it just put me on a track, dude. I still use it today. I go, anytime I'm having trouble or problems, I go check in with my church. Hey, I need some help with this, or this. I'm struggling with these problems. Whatever, communication, raising kids, being a parent, being a good boss. It's hard to be a boss, man.
God.
You know? So.
What was your biggest aha that you learned about yourself in Scientology?
Well, man, there's a lot of those. I mean, I don't know if this podcast is ready for that.
No, we're ready for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ready?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a good question.
That's a great question.
When you get really naked when you stand naked in front of the mirror, that's when, like, shit gets real, you know?
Yeah. So.
Am I drinking more than you, or are you just
Probably.
like babysitting?
Everybody drinks more than me.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't drink a lot. I have a couple of sips, man. All of a sudden, I'm
me neither.
You know, particularly with you don't drink a lot. You brought that. That.
Well, your assistant, I was asking her, what kind of wine does, Grant Elena
What did she tell you?
She sent me a couple screenshots. We went to like 2 different liquor stores. They didn't have any of it.
Yeah, because they don't sell this at Kmart, bro. Okay.
We went to
Did
Walgreens.
you go to Target?
We went to Walgreens and Target.
Yeah,
they didn't have any at Target.
He went to Costco. Hey, I wanted Bordeaux, 82. I mean, dude, it's just opened me up to possibilities and potential. I mean, the big thing is the potential. The individual has so much capability they're not even aware of. So that's why I keep grinding. Like the burnout thing. I've been told since I was 25 years old I was going to burn out by everyone, and that you're going to burn. You're burning both ends of the candle. You're going to burn out. You're going to kill yourself. None of that is believed there.
Yeah.
How can a spiritual unit ever burn out?
Yeah. True.
And so that's really what it's acknowledged, that I am capable of doing anything I put my mind to, as long as I find the right path. I don't screw anybody, keep my ethics in, keep the morals in, take care of the family. Like, I can do it all, and there's that belief is there.
Especially when you have a team you can delegate and expand upon. It's not
believe in
all
other
you.
people.
It's all you have, this army of people that help.
But a lot of people can't
that.
do that because they believe all people are slackers and the
Or
millennials
they're
are no
fucking
good
over
and they're all
and
lazy, and I don't believe that. I believe, hey, I just got to find the great ones.
You know what's cool is I didn't grow up that way. I didn't grow up with that mindset. I have that mindset. I consider myself the eternal optimist. There's nothing I can't do. I legitimately, if I wanted to go be a brain surgeon, I have zero desire to study and go to college for 27 years, but there's literally nothing you can't do. You know what I mean? I was walking in Laguna Beach with one of my buddies, and there was this house that was for sale. And this was a pivotal moment for me, which is I've studied a little bit about Scientology. I mean, I know a little bit about it. I was born and raised Catholic.
Yeah,
I was raised
Catholic.
Mormons, the whole thing.
And I'm still Catholic, by the way. So that whole thing about you got to give up your religion,
which
that's
is weird
not true.
because I was baptized Catholic, was baptized Mormon, and I've never denounced either of them or moved away from either of them. But we're walking along the beach, we see this house that was for sale for $26 million. And my buddy and I were walking and we're having this conversation. It was buying a $26 million house isn't that hard. It's just math, right? The question is who buys a $26 million house? And that question came into the conversation, which literally I've shared thousands of times. And it truly changed my entire paradigm of how I think about myself as, a creator, somebody who can create anything. It's who do I have to become to buy that house?
There you go.
What does the guy who owns that house eat? How does he work out? What does he read? What does he study? What's his morning routine? What's his evening routine? And that whole conversation about, who do I have to become to be, fill in the blank? Who do I have to become to have?
Reach that potential.
Fill in the blank. Who do I have to become to build, fill in the blank? And then it's literally just, instead of going out there, you just become that guy.
Yeah.
Who do I have to find that has the tools? Who do I have to find that has the skill set, that has the knowledge, that has the spiritual connection? You know what I mean? I think that's what's phenomenal about life. There's so many people that don't believe that they're capable of more. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they're surrounded by a bunch of people that don't think they're capable. They're mortal. I can only do this. I only have so much time. All the limitations.
Yeah.
How much of this ocean do you guys hear? It's got to be great. You got to hear this.
I think it's great.
I love it.
Me too.
I didn't know it was going to get this dark this fast.
Dude,
Does it look good? Yeah.
I'm with you on the ocean too. We were talking about that. These guys.
You don't have this on the ranch?
Not quite. Not quite.
We can hear the ocean in Cabo, but it's not on the water. We're about a block off the water. What do you say to guys right now that are lost in that space? There's a lot of people that are spiritually broken.
Find yourself,
spiritually
man.
lost.
What does that mean, dude? You need to find out who you really are.
How do you do that?
First thing is you need to find out what you believe to be true that is not true.
You question a lot of things?
Oh, yeah.
I question everything.
Everything.
Every fucking thing. I want to find it out for myself.
I mean,
Jesus went into the wilderness 40 days and 40 nights. He went figuring out some shit.
Huh?
Jesus went into the wilderness, asking questions. Why am I doing this? What am I here for? Same thing.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah. You read the Bible?
Yeah.
Hey, that's what Jesus did. Anyways, go ahead.
I didn't know he
went into the wilderness.
Didn't know.
I
didn't.
Okay. Shit out.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm glad you came over. Tell me that.
See what I'm saying?
So I was with a company today. They're a $3 billion company, right? And I'm like, how does somebody build this, right? I'm curious, right? But I'm also suspicious all the time of everyone.
Sure.
And I know today that if I could just avoid if I could just skip the guy that's going to cause me trouble, or the people that will cause me trouble, I'm probably going to end up with the people that will show me solutions. It's like a puzzle. You know, oh, that's the wrong piece, or that's the wrong person. Don't.
So
put
how
him
do you
there.
know that though? Because that's been a challenge that I've seen with a lot of people. Is you think that person's an A+, and they end up being completely.
So many indicators that you can look at a person. You know.
Yeah.
You feel like the more clear you get, the more you know yourself, the more like in tune you are. Like it's just simple.
The more I know me.
Yeah.
And what I'm capable of, and the shortcuts I take, then I trust people that people will let me down. I trust everyone. They will let me down. Unless I say, show me. Because why wouldn't they let me down, dude? They're being banged with media. They're being banged with false information. They're being banged every day with medication. Like, we are the single greatest medicated society on planet Earth. But we have the most guns. So why do we have all these guns? And we're the most obese society, America I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Most obese, most medicated, with the most guns. Because the only way to reduce the threat of the guns is to make sure you're too fat and you're medicated. Because you can't find your gun. That's how you get rid of guns in America. It won't matter how many guns we have. If you're medicated and obese, you can't reach your gun.
How do you change this? I know you talk about it. You dabble in it every now and again. You touch on it. Like, you've been talking about politics more. You've been getting more. I follow your shit.
Because you get frustrated, dude. I get frustrated.
I see every now and again, you fucking drop the bomb. You're like, fuck this shit.
Yeah,
and then you kind of skate off to the other thing, whatever else. But like,
well, I got a business to run.
Yeah.
I got suspended 17 times last week on Instagram.
Really? I don't even know how many times I've been blocked
for posting the Israeli flag.
Yeah.
On October 7th. 17 suspensions. Throws off all our ads, everything.
Algorithms.
Just because I'm like, I got some Jewish friends, bro. You come into my house and you start slaughtering anybody in my neighborhood, I guarantee you, I am going to unleash everything I have, every penny I have.
Do you shoot? Do you go shoot with
Not
Elena?
Much. Not much.
Why
I tell Elena, you can practice as much as you want.
How did she get into guns and you're not?
I mean, you walked in here to see what?
You just don't share it as much. Do you guys go shoot a lot? You guys train a lot?
No.
No? Good. Me neither. We don't either.
Yeah.
Guns? Wait, what are those?
I've been, the last couple of weeks, I've seen you posted a picture.
This just got really
It's really good.
This isn't alcohol, just so everybody knows.
It's just grape juice.
This is different.
You posted a picture in the pisser.
Oh, yeah.
Standing in the urinal. You've been posting some funny stuff the last couple of weeks. Some fairly defiant. The haters paid for the jet. Go fuck yourself kind of a deal. Like,
look, the only thing
where does that come from?
Can go.
I love it, by the way.
The only thing my haters and my G650 have in common is they both go nonstop.
I like that one.
Hey, somebody would chop that. That's gonna be like, that shit's going viral, right?
I love that one.
How do you feel like you've gotten to that place where you're kind of like, I got this shit now? Like, go fuck yourself.
No.
Do they get to you? The haters get to you? Do trolls get to you?
I convert it. I use it. I use it. So bring it on.
Yeah.
They're all ding dongs.
Yeah.
They're
not paying your bills.
Nah. They're basically slaves to the master Google, looking for some AdSense.
Yeah.
Sure.
Pennies. Trolling your name or my name or.
Yeah. Dude, if you can get me or you to debate with them, whatever else, it's like that's the win. Like the fact that I'll just even respond to you, you're like, I won. You're like, dude, come on, man.
No, I do respond to them though. Every once in a while, I respond to them.
You have to have a little
You're
fun.
my bitch, son. You're watching my shit. I'm not watching your shit. I don't even know who you are.
Should have brought a landlord shirt for him.
Yeah, if you ever see me do #landlord, I'm the landlord. Like, I own more real estate than probably you do.
Really?
I own the real estate in your head.
Okay.
That's the most valuable. You know that's
yeah.
What keeps you up at night? What keeps you up at night?
I sleep great. Nothing keeps me up.
No?
Lay down, go to sleep, bang. Nothing keeps me up, man.
What do you fear?
that I won't reach my full potential.
What's your full potential?
I don't know. I know every time I get close, I'm like, oh, change it again.
Yeah.
You know? So
I found some of the most successful people have wild insecurities or are incredibly hard on themselves, have a ton of fear around like, am I doing enough? Am I not doing enough? Am I leading enough? Am I shining enough? Did I post the right shit? Is it not the right shit?
Yeah.
You get that way?
I don't, you know, I just don't think I'm doing enough, you know, to help. I'm trying, you know, but I don't quite hit. I'm floating between multiple worlds right now in my transition. So I'm dealing with, you know, we're buying real estate from the biggest institutions in the world. They can't literally, right now they're all frozen up. I've never seen this in my 30 years. They're frozen. They can't transact. And so I'm buying assets from them as an individual. It's never happened. We started this about 3 or 4 years ago. They didn't take me serious. They're like, oh, who are you, dude? You're nobody. You don't have a name. You're not Goldman or JP and so we're making that transition to like become acceptable. This is a story of my whole life though. Like
sure.
what yeah, and then getting into a new environment. You know, I was at Michael Milken's conference in the Hamptons, and Mike's worth, I don't know, $8 billion, $9 billion. You gonna 10X me, man? Michael Milken, right? I'm like, God damn, you know me, man? So that's cool. But now I have to transition from him knowing me as whatever he saw online, whatever dumb shit I was doing online. All that'll be gone, by the way. All these guys, all the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds and the Morgans, they were gangsters, dude. They were like promoters. They were grinding. They were doing whatever they had to do. The Vanderbilts, they all had that theme of one thing. They were here, and then they transitioned.
Yeah. So when you say you're transitioning, what does that look like?
What does the next one look like?
Yeah, what does it look like? Because I feel like 2023 has been that year. It's been that year for us. It's been that year for us for sure. Like we've looked at a lot of the shit that we're doing. We've torn a lot of the shit that we're doing down.
Yeah.
Like broken it down, realized that like even though something to go from good to great,
yeah,
you got to leave good. A lot of people won't fucking leave good. Like, I got a good relationship, I got good money, good whatever, like I'm cool.
Yeah.
Where we're looking at it like, yeah, we're burning shit to the ground that is really fucking good, knowing to go to great, like you have to leave good. So what does that look like for you guys? What does that look like for you?
Well, I'll leave a bunch of stuff, you know, like our businesses will transition, and you're starting to dig it, huh?
It's good, man. I didn't doubt you.
Yeah. It's 40 years old, man. That bottle can never be drank again.
This is why we're drinking it.
Yeah, I guess I'm 25 when this was made.
It's a transition.
Yeah, it's going to be violent now. So I'll go into, this is what I'll be known for the next 10 years. So I'll
What do you mean violent?
It's going to be a violent transition. Like I'll give up the events. We won't do those in the future.
What's the real motivation to why you're transitioning?
Because I want to leave something that can change things. So it won't be, it's not a phone. I'm not building a phone. I don't have the tech capability, but education and finance. So if I could do a combination between those two, if I could become a bank, that would be a perfect thing.
So is this more of like a purpose passion project? Like has more, say, heart and soul in it than like money? Just making money?
Look, when I was a sales guy, I'm trying to make money. I want a commission. Then I'm like, okay, I need to save my commissions. I want money. I wanted wealth. I wanted to create wealth. And then it was, okay, I got to market myself. Then I became a marketing guy. And then, you know, I wrote books, and I'm like, okay, the books are going to help me. And then I became an author. Like, if I never write another book, it doesn't bother me, right? So, those were just things I was doing to finally discover. Oh, dude, why? Like, I was just born in the wrong place at the wrong time, with the wrong direction. I should have been dropped off at Wall Street right from the get-go, and then I would be an influence, you know. So, the people that control politics in this country are hedge funds. Hint, hint. So, you know, that's where we're going.
That's awesome.
So
when are you going to run for president?
And those kind of things can last longer than my body can last.
Yeah.
You know.
But I feel like that's what's cool if you bring that back to your dad, like that. If you would have just been dropped in like this perfect situation, you wouldn't. That's that driving force of like you literally just said that'll transcend.
Well, I would be
your
an institution today that couldn't transact. Instead, I'm this disruptive guy that can actually start robbing assets from these very people that kind of like the trolls on the internet are not my issue. It's these big names, the Black Rocks, that don't know who I even am yet.
Yeah.
So people have said, how do we change the country? We're fucked. We're screwed. What do we do? There's this constant thread because conservative, right, independent, conservative, whatever, and it's the same theme over and over and over again. We got to take the country back. And I always tell people, like, well, from who? Who are you taking it back from? Like, we gotta do something about it. I'm like, what are you gonna do? And I've told everybody, and you know this as much as anybody, that if you want to dent the universe, you want to change anything, you got to get filthy fucking rich.
You have to.
You got to get filthy fucking rich. At the end of the day.
What do you think that number is?
Oh,
I think it goes up every day.
I don't think that you and I even know what that number is, because I think a lot of people think that, you know, the Soroses of the world, there's somebody way bigger.
Oh yeah.
That's controlling the game that we don't even know. I had a really cool experience with this before, where, you know, there's levels to this game that the average human being thinks it comes from Fox and CNN and ABC, and Soros is a puppet for, you know, something significantly bigger. And we talk about the Rothschilds and, you know, the banking and the whole thing, but I don't think people really understand how the game is truly played. And until you achieve that level of true wealth, where you're free and independent, you know, you can't really do anything. You're not going to do.
Do you think you're financially
I'm not
independent?
Even close. Yeah. I'm not even close.
Yeah.
I'm getting my house in order to where I can do what I want to do at the level that I'm playing. But can I dent the universe? Can I change DC, change country? Not even snowball's chance in hell.
Yeah.
I don't believe
you
that.
can make a bunch of noise.
Totally. You can shake the tree.
But they can shut your account down. You can't make any more noise.
Then you're fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally agree. When are you going to run for president?
Yeah, I don't think that happens, man.
Why not?
The drag would be so immense.
Yeah, you were going to smoke this one, right? No?
I'm probably not going to smoke another one.
No?
Maybe I will.
What's your take on that right now? Just out of curiosity, with
take
country,
on the politics?
Country and politics and the whole thing. Because
you're just looking for content now.
No, I don't. I mean, I truly like.
I know what you're doing. We had this conversation with Dan Fleischman, and
I
said you had this conversation with Dan Fleischman.
Look, you're doing what you should be doing, which is getting filthy fucking rich, controlling the game.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that don't understand that. The majority of the people that follow you, that follow me, don't understand that, because they really have not studied the system and how this game is really played. And a lot of people think that it is this airy-fairy conversation of, like, you know, let's just all come together and change the utopia. You don't understand that's not how it works. You know, there's the fact that you can get however many billions of people to take a random shot of some mystery thing and actually, like, participate in that reality is fascinating. You know what I'm saying?
And they'd all take it again too if they pushed it.
It's exactly how it works. And so
I had this conversation the other night. I said, if COVID comes back, will you take the vaccine? Oh no, never again. I said,
absolutely will.
You guys would fucking
you can't get on an airplane. They'll fucking take it.
You guys would line up right now and take it in the other arm.
And so when you have that reality,
you take it in your penis if they force you to.
That's exactly what people will do and have
100%. The same percentage of people, by the way. It won't even be less.
So when you look at this transition, do you look at it from the perspective of, like, I'm taking me and the company and the people and the family to this next level, and whoever wants to follow and come can come, or is it, let's create a real movement, let's create a real dent in the universe?
Yeah. I mean, it's, you know, we distributed $5 million $5.2 million last month to our investors. 4.6 the month before, $1 million. I know guys that would like to make $4 million.
Yeah.
We sent out $52 million this year in cash, $100 million in the last 18 months to families. Like, this is a new game for me. You know, the game used to be, okay, I want to earn $4 million.
Right.
Now it's like, how much money can I send to families?
Yeah.
So if I could get that number to $50 million a month, then I'm making a difference.
Yeah.
Every month. Bank of America doesn't do that. JP Morgan doesn't do that. Goldman doesn't do that. BlackRock doesn't do it. Blackstone doesn't do it. Like none of them send money to people. So none of the influencers online, the Kardashians don't. Nobody. People are selling products and making money, and that's cool. But I'm gonna flip this thing. I'm gonna send more money to families, not wealthy families, everyday families. When you start doing that, if I could send 10 million checks out a month, then I could possibly run for a position.
See, I've said the same thing.
If I could send 100 million checks out, I'd be guaranteed. But nobody's done that.
Right.
What they do is hold money. Like that's the big passionate thing for me is that our system is corrupt.
Yeah.
And that people are not stupid. They're not illiterate, financially illiterate. They've been indoctrinated to believe the banks are safe, the ETFs are safe, the mutual funds are safe. When everybody's starting to get the idea, hey, maybe I'm not safe, but they keep funding the activity, what you're talking about, Republicans, Democrat, Independents. I'm like, bro, you're sending your money to Fidelity. They got $7 trillion under management.
They don't give a shit about you.
You know, so they'll just keep churning that money and keeping it. They never send the money back to you.
Yeah.
So if I could do that, that has never been done at scale before in this country. Probably nowhere on the planet.
That's a huge deal, man.
Yeah.
Because I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I know where you're going. I see it.
Because the alliance I get with people, because I send them money every month, is like, I got Muslims praying for me. I got Jewish people praying for me. I got Catholics praying for me, Protestants, agnostics, atheists. Like, take care of him. He sent me $500 this month.
So how do you care about vetting these people that are getting the money, or is it just
anybody that wants to invest with me can invest with me?
That's awesome.
So they got to invest some money.
Sure.
So would you run for president? Just out of curiosity.
Would I ever run?
Would you?
Dude, if I thought I could win, I'd run. I mean,
you could win. You think you could win?
No.
You know the math. We know what Hillary spent. We know what Romney spent. We know what Obama spent. I mean, the math is all there.
Yeah, to become a governor, to become a governor, okay, would cost $150 million. And even with $150 million, you're not, like, the whole thing's stacked up. Like, you got to get in.
Yeah.
So they don't want you in. You ain't coming in, man.
Yeah.
You know, this thing's on lockdown.
Do you think it would be worth it?
I don't need to, like, that's not how I can make the biggest difference.
Sure.
Either. You know, I can make a much bigger difference by just disrupting, giving people choices about where they could put money rather than Bank of America. The Bank of America is a terrible risk.
Yeah.
But they think it's safe. So you know, I just want to.
So we're going to see Cardone credit unions on the corners and Cardone banking.
Could be Cardone Bank.
I like that.
So, yeah, could be.
I think that's how we've talked about this over and over and over again about just getting your house in order, whatever that looks like.
Yeah.
You know, whether you own your bank, whether
like
you just,
this thing
pay
is
your shit off and get out of debt and own some land and just buy a chunk of land, buy 5 acres, 10 acres, like get yourself in a place where like
but that doesn't change
run
anything.
your shit. Right. It doesn't change the
change
the
it for
grand
you,
scheme, but it changed for the people.
I just need that address so that I can land my plane there.
We're putting
you got a runway yet?
We're putting a helipad on there for sure.
No, you need a runway for 650, bro. I need 7,000.
Straight
Flat.
feet, landed on the dirt.
Tarmac. No, I can't land on
You got to
dirt.
come in the chopper.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited, man. I like what you're doing. Like, really, like, I mean this when I say, like, there's very few people that I look at, and we've talked about this, like, when we wanted to do a podcast, and we'll obviously get Elaine on the deal, because I'm really passionate right now about the family, about the couples, about the conversation, about, you know, really getting to know what people went through to get where they are. And there's not a lot of people talking about that. And I get why, because it's vulnerable, and it's, you know, the relationships and how you get to know each other.
They're fragile too,
yeah,
right?
And it's hard. And I love the fact that you and Elena are living the way that you're living, man.
Yeah.
Like, for real, like, you might not, we want more, we're like blissfully dissatisfied, feeling like we're not doing enough, but, you know, there's a lot of fucking people that are watching what you're doing, us included, that are like, mazel tov to that. You know what I'm saying? Because I truly believe, like, people are starving for truth. They're starving for that authenticity and that vulnerability. And, you know, you guys are really living that, like, in a way that you probably don't. We have a hard.
Well, we're in the grind. We're in the grind. We don't see it.
You probably have a hard time accepting love. Do you have a hard time accepting love? I do. I have for a long time.
I have a hard time accepting love.
you have a hard time accepting like praise and gifts and stuff like that, love?
Well, gifts, yeah, because most of the time it's not the right gift.
Yeah.
Like the cigar you brought me tonight.
I guess it's sweet.
Well, I can't have.
It's not the cigar I wanted.
It's not my fault you don't have any taste. You know what I'm saying?
Like, the wine you brought me, I'm like, not really the wine I want. You know, so, you know, most of the time the gifts I get are, guys, I didn't want that. Like, why don't you just ask me what I wanted? Like, I had this big gift thing. I told Elena, I'm like, I give you something, you don't like it, you bring it back right away.
Sure.
I never want her to have anything that I missed on.
Right.
We have these stools that she got. I'm like, I didn't want that stool. God damn it. I wanted the one that rotates. I want to just go around and around. And so that was our little morning thing, talking about our stools. But love, do I have a hard time accepting love? You know, it's kind of like the happy thing, you know, so depends on who it's coming from.
Yeah.
The admiration, it depends on who it's coming from. Yeah.
How do you guys deal with conflict? Was the stool thing conflict?
We gotta have a lady.
Yeah, the stools were a conflict. Okay, so you know,
we get it. We bitch about things that are so silly. I'm like, but this matters. This matters.
Yeah, I'm gonna change one thing that's bothering me. This is what I do. Sorry, guys.
The lights.
You like that or no?
It's okay. You see the reflection.
Oh yeah, you don't want it.
Anytime I'm speaking.
Okay. Okay.
It's the same thing with the freaking stools. You know what I mean? Elena wants the stools. He wants the thing.
I am a control freak. So, and some people don't like that, but see, I tried it. It didn't work.
It's all good. It's what you do.
How do we do the conflict stuff? Man, that's, god damn, I wish I had a book on that. It's hard, man.
You can't be done writing books, man. You can't be done sharing your shit. You can't be done. You're not done.
Everybody gets pissed. Everybody gets triggered. Everybody gets annoyed. Everybody wants their way.
Yeah.
But like, how do you guys navigate that? Because you have a lot of things happening at once.
Yeah. So we try to, first I just look at how important is this really? At the moment, it's like, God damn it, I want the right stool. I deserve the right stool. So this morning it was like, she loves them. I'm like, okay, cool, bro, but like, I told you I wanted one that does this.
So what stool is in there? I don't even remember.
It's the ones right here at the kitchen.
Apparently they don't turn.
So she didn't like the ones I got. And she was right. I just put them in there to solve a problem. It was never, ever permanent. So she ordered these, and I said, okay, dude, they look great, the quality's great, but I wanted this. Mm-hmm. So then she says, okay, I'll send them back, no big deal. And I said, great, thank you. And by the time that happened, once she agreed with me, I'm like, they're fine. I'm cool. And then on to the next thing, you know, so.
It's funny that you say that, because we talk to a lot of couples about this, and we talk about this, and I think a lot of it is like people just want to be heard and acknowledged. Mm-hmm. Is what you said there.
Yeah, but I would still like the right stool.
I want the thing to fucking spin, man.
God damn.
You know?
Because I don't want to compromise. That's the thing about me. Like if I go to Starbucks and I say, hey, I want 4 shots. I want foam to the top. I do not want any milk. And they send it back wrong. We will go back in there as many times as necessary. Most of the time I'm sitting in the truck waiting for it. So they're having to go tell these people, I don't want to compromise. And you know.
Have you always been like that?
No.
When did that
I used to compromise all the time.
So when did that happen, and why do you think that happened? Is it just that you got to a level where you feel like you deserve?
No, it's not. It's not that I deserve anything. I don't think I deserve anything. I think I need to work to get what I want. And if I'll compromise over the drink that I start with in the day, in this example, then the rest of the day becomes a compromise. So it's a muscle, right?
Sure.
And so, you know, what does it matter? Everybody's like, what does it matter, bro? Like, it's no big deal. I'm like, okay, that's not a big deal. Now I'm in a deal that really matters. Mm-hmm. And I just built this, it doesn't matter. And now I don't have the, goddamn it matters.
Yeah.
Muscle.
Is Elena the same way?
She's much easier going.
Has she softened you?
Elena's a nice person, okay? Like, fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
That means I'm not. That's not. I'm not trying to be a nice person, right? I'm trying to get it done.
Sure.
It's my job. My job is to get it done. That's my role in this relationship. I think more men ought to be out there saying, my job's to get it done.
Yeah.
You don't need to get it done. You need to tell me what you want. I'm going to get it done for you.
I like, yeah.
And so, and that's what I hang my hat on. I'm like, hey, when we have a conflict and I did something wrong, I'm like, but what's my score? What's my grade, babe? Mm-hmm. My grade's never been under like a 94. Like I got an A- my entire 20 years. And I'll defend myself on that. Like I'm like, I got a 94. Well, you didn't do this and you didn't do that. Baby, I still got a 94. Goddamn, I'm saying A-. It's a pass.
Passing.
Like it's
I'm
top of the
passing
fucking. They ain't another man that will do for you what I've done for you. Mm-hmm. All the time, over and over and over.
I'm excited to sit down and talk to you guys.
Yeah.
I really love that though because.
And she's a 94, by the way.
Sure.
Probably a 98.
It shows that she sees you though, like, because when we were with Jordan Peterson, he talks about like. You can take this test and talks about how disagreeable or agreeable you are.
Yeah.
And being disagreeable doesn't actually mean negative. It actually means you have more discernment. You have more you get into trouble less. Because he was talking about how his wife is very disagreeable, but he's much, much more agreeable. He's like, she's actually got a sharper tool for snakes in the grass. Or like she's really, you know, and so it's not necessarily negative because I feel like she probably sees and appreciates and even trusts you more because you are that way. You know, that's a good way to be as a husband doing big things. Yeah. You know, if you were soft and like, then she might be like,
She's had those men. I mean, those boys.
See?
So she's had those guys.
Those soy boys.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude.
So she doesn't trust me driving. We have big conflicts over the driving.
Do you text and drive?
Of course I do.
Why you
God, you guys are two peas in a pod.
No, I'm a great driver. What are you kidding me?
Why does she trust you driving?
I don't know. Ask her.
I bet he texts and drives.
Control freak. She has to drive. I can't. She drives and it drives me fucking insane. I can't let her drive. I have to drive. It's just how it is.
Is she a good driver?
No, she's terrible. Go look at the
because
fucking
she's
wheels.
Slow?
Go look at the wheels on her Range Rover.
That's
They're
problem.
chipped up and jacked up and.
She shouldn't drive then.
I have no wrecks and no speeding tickets.
You got
however,
fucked up wheels on your car.
Yeah.
I have a problem with curbs. I have a problem with curbs for sure.
Yeah.
I just shouldn't have black wheels. Just stick with just.
You like building with Elena? Is it fun building with your partner?
Yeah.
That's something that I'm really passionate about right now. There's a lot of dudes that like try and homework the whole thing. Like I love building life with Sax. You know
you guys
I mean?
seem like you're having a great time together.
Yeah.
We really are.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I think it's because we got married later too. You know, when you get past that like young, like stage, like you really know what you want, and when you've got it, you're like, fuck yeah, let's go do epic shit now because you have a partner in crime to build with.
Yeah.
And so it is. It's like you get on this path and it's accelerated, and you know we have our kids and we just throw them in the mix, and it really is. We're having a tremendous amount of fun.
Yeah.
How do you guys resolve the conflicts?
We box.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, that's not. No, that's just my answer.
Yeah.
How do we resolve it, dear?
We're still learning that because we both have a lot of fire.
Yeah.
And we really both want to be it our way.
Yeah.
And so it's been cool to move closer to like, okay, what matters, what actually matters.
Right.
And as long as we both feel acknowledged to like, okay, I get where you're coming from, I get you want that, but I still want it my way.
Yeah.
You know? And we just
99% of the shit we argue about or whatever, it's irrelevant. It's not big picture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when you stop and look at it, you're like, this isn't part of the big fucking picture. It's just this little teeny shit that you're like, whatever.
When we get together, Elena will tell you a story about how she got me off of that stuff.
I'd love to hear that.
Yeah.
I think it's cool what you guys are doing, man.
Really
I think it's cool that you're pushing the envelope.
Yeah. Just hope I have enough time to, to get it done. So
you're gonna live till how long are you gonna live? 150 years?
I don't think so. I don't think my body wants to live that long. So.
We believe in you.
Dude, what's one thing before we wrap this up? What's one thing that people don't know about you that you want people to know about?
One thing that people don't know about me. probably that, I mean, I'm a very misunderstood person. Even Elena misunderstands me most of the time. Not most of the time, but I say it wrong, but I'm not going to figure out how to say it right. I'm going to say it wrong, and then my heart's good.
Yeah.
I have a great heart. Like, that's what people don't know about me. Like, I really do care, and it's not all about me. Like, when I see this house, I'm like, this house is a complete unnecessary. These resources should have been spent other places, but it's great to have you guys here.
Yeah.
It's a place to make memories, but it's very selfish. So I actually think about those things all the time. Like, God, I could have used these resources better over here. And then there's this thing where you have enough resources, and then you're like, okay, whatever. It's weird.
Yeah.
The other thing is, I would have never imagined I'd be where I'm at today. I think a lot of people think that this was all like somehow some gift or magic, or I would never, ever, ever dream. All the goal sheets I wrote, and pictures, and the dream boards, and I sat down and wrote goals for like years, every morning and at night. Most of the stuff I have today was not even on there.
It was bigger. It's bigger than that.
Way bigger.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
You happy with that?
Well, I'm happy. I'm happy because I know it's not a fluke that I did. I worked for
built
it.
it.
Yeah, I built it, and it's going to be very hard for anybody to take it away from me.
Yeah.
So, getting something, as you guys know, is one thing. Keeping it is a completely different thing. And my goal is to keep it longer than I can work to keep it.
Yeah.
Which my dad didn't figure out.
Yeah.
So.
I think one thing too is that I hang on to is it's like that potential, right? When you've tasted a potential above what you ever believed yourself to be possible, let alone possible at all.
Yeah.
It's like, holy.
Right.
And then it's like you want to share that expansion of possibility and of the infinite.
Because you know that if you can.
Yes. Then
with the mindset you had.
Yeah.
That you're telling everybody, hey, you can too.
Yeah.
It's almost like if you could give people anything, it's like that's what I think about. I'm like, I want you to know what's actually possible for you.
Yeah.
In most people, and that's what I love about Lions on Sheep, is the whole thing is like you literally anything that you dream to be possible can be.
Yeah.
And regardless of where you come from, regardless of what you had.
Yeah.
It's not how many resources you have.
Now, if you were on the Gaza Strip, this is what I think about right now.
Sure.
Grant Cardone's 8 years old on the Gaza Strip. Could he become? I'm like, man, I don't know.
Well, look at
Lam.
Yeah. He was at our event recently, and he was a baby in Vietnam War.
Yeah.
And his story, like he should have never survived.
Yeah. Right.
Infancy.
Yeah.
They lived on a boat where people were all dying of starvation, and he was a baby, and his mom just like kept this baby alive, and his story is
Do you know him?
No.
And then he became a drug addict after being in special forces, and he's just this beautiful person with this beautiful wife.
Zero chance, like zero.
Nothing should have ever worked.
And still made it happen.
And he's just.
I'm a zero chance.
But I feel like
different story.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
His story is definitely more dramatic.
No, not. I don't think so.
Whether
I
it's
think
Gaza Strip, whether it's 10 years old, whether it's me,
so now
whether it's 200 million people that have dealt with.
Yeah, you're right.
I didn't get the shake. I didn't get the deal. I didn't get the hand that I thought I should be dealt.
Yeah.
And I feel like truly in my heart and my soul, I feel like those are the stories that those are the ones that God, whatever you want to say, is like, I believe in these people to be put in these situations, that they will be the beacon of light that other people need to see and be able to be like, I heard your story of addiction. I heard the story of this war, whatever it is. And like, that's enough of a light that they can grab it, to hold on to in the darkest moments to like
I love
move
that.
forward, if they so choose.
Man.
And so it's like, these are like the guardian angels on the planet right now. Like
exactly.
we have to have those.
Yeah.
And that's like, That's my heart.
I just had a friend
Killed
that
it.
he was a guardian angel for me. He just passed. And this guy was such a beautiful man. So paced, organized. He believed, hey, I just keep doing it, Grant, just keep showing up.
Yeah.
And right before he passed, I said, hey man, any advice you have for me? And he said, he's my age. And he said, nope, I have no advice for you. And I'm walking out of the hospital, it'll be the last time I see him. And he's like, no, wait a minute, I have one piece of information for you. Ugh. Trust your knowingness. It's the last thing I heard from him.
It's incredible.
Sabrina.
Sabrina.
She walked in. You're on the hot seat now.
Hi.
Do we have a mic?
Oh my God, she's fantastic too.
What? I know you are. Do we have here? What's?
Yeah, we can give her mine real
Does
quick.
She
this
can take
work?
mine.
Does this work?
Yeah.
That's your mic.
Wonderful.
What's your favorite thing about your dad? What do you love the most about your dad?
You know, he it sounds silly, but he gets products in everything he does. He gets products in, you know, in me and my sister. Like, whenever we're, you know, having trouble, he's like, do this, this, and this, and it actually works. So, you know, he gets products in his business, he gets products with us, and he gets them in his life. And that's, you know, it's like a go-getter, aggressive. It's a good thing. It's a really, really good personality attribute. And not many people that I've met actually have that. You know, they talk a lot, but don't actually do a lot.
I can't wait till she starts dating because you've set the bar so high for what a man.
When she starts
and
dating,
we have a
call me
daughter,
and
and it's
she
the
won't.
same thing. It's just like
They have 5 kids.
we have 5. Yeah.
And they have our dream.
A ranch?
Ranch.
Told
You
you,
gotta come
dude.
to the ranch. Coming
We
out
were
of the
looking at
ranch.
T-Boone Pickens' place.
Where's that at?
Remember that?
It's
That was, it was 125,000 acres.
Acres. Yeah.
Oh my
In
goodness.
Texas.
That's a lot
West
of land,
Texas.
bro. It's a lot of land. It's a big ranch.
We went there twice.
Yeah.
We almost did it.
What do you admire most about your dad?
I mean, just what I said, that, like, go-getter, aggressive.
Elena,
Yeah,
what you doing, bud?
where are you?
What's the thing you like most about me, Elena?
Who's there with you?
Nobody.
You're so full of bull. Who's there?
I can't tell you.
Tell me.
A lot of people are here.
Where are you?
You were supposed to be doing this interview with me tonight.
Grant dropped the ball.
With Dan Flushman?
No.
Is she FaceTiming?
You know these guys?
Sean Whalen.
Hello.
We miss you, Elena.
He didn't pass along the memo that we were doing the Sean and Sack show with you and your husband.
No, he wanted to keep you all to himself.
This
I
is
wanted
one.
both.
This is 1.0. We're gonna do 2.0 here soon.
These guys are great, Elena. We're talking about how great you are.
Okay,
have talked a lot
continue
about you.
then.
All right. I love you. I love you.
I love
Bye, Elena.
Bye.
Okay, go ahead, Sabrina.
That's just what I said before, like that. He's an aggressive dude, and I don't always fully agree with how, you know, straight to the point, how straight shooting he can be. Like, it almost takes it too far, but it gets things done. And it's admirable. I wish I had more of that.
He's a marvel.
He is, yeah.
You're pretty aggressive, dude.
Oh, really?
You are.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
pretty smart. Chip off the old
She
block.
was she grilled the CEO of a $3 billion company last night. What'd you ask that guy?
I was just like, what do you do? What does being a CEO entail? Like,
What do you do?
What is
What's a
it?
CEO?
What do you
What's
do?
a CEO do? What does that
what
even
is-
mean?
What does someone like you, like, what does your day look like?
I
was
wasn't
just
even with
curious.
her.
Wanted to
Yeah.
know.
He
I
told
love
me
it.
this morning, he's like, man, your daughter just grilled me last
Yeah.
night.
I just wanted to know.
Do you feel like you trust your dad more because he's such a straight shooter?
100%. No, like, he's never gonna lie to me. Like, he's also not gonna be like, Sabrina, you did a terrible job. But when he says that, hey, Sabrina, you did a fantastic job at this, I know he means it.
Yeah.
And I know I can trust him to keep his word. I know I can trust him, like, with anything I wanna, like, talk to him about, so he's
You
trustworthy.
talk to your dad a lot?
Yeah.
Tell him about your stuff?
Yeah, I tell him about almost everything in my life.
Yeah, that's
Almost.
cool.
Yeah.
Almost?
She's gotta have some.
Uh-oh. She's
Mom
Mrs.
gets the
Sass.
other parts.
Yeah, mom gets the other part.
Oh, she does?
Yeah.
Wait till she gets
What
older.
is something you would share with mom that you wouldn't share with me?
I don't know, like teenage girl stuff.
Oh, yeah, like what?
That's
What's
fair.
that?
I don't know. You know, just like Usually I ask her if I can go out more than I ask you if I can go out, because I know I'm going to get a yes from her. I also ask her if I can buy stuff.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I ask her if I can buy stuff more than I ask you if I can buy stuff, because I can get her to say yes. Yeah.
I'm that parent.
Yeah.
I'm the stricter parent, for sure.
Yeah.
She's stricter in different aspects.
Yeah.
Like, she's totally fine with me, like, buying a new pair of jeans, but he's like, okay, no, Sabrina, why do you want to go?
Teach you the financial lesson of it and the whole
Yeah.
thing, the money.
Yeah, kind of.
I don't lecture you.
No.
I'm the same way. I'm like, but is that necessary? Like, do we really need this?
Yeah.
He's like,
I'm
no,
like,
it's
yeah.
fine. I'm like, no, hold on. What is you're a teenager, so you're moving into like looking at relationships in like 500 years, right? Not anytime soon.
Yeah.
You can shut her down at any point in time here.
Dude, I mean,
We only have one daughter, and we get it.
I have a 20-year-old
We have a
daughter.
20-year-old
She's
daughter.
20. Oh my God.
What is it about your parents' relationship, marriage dynamic that you absolutely want to see in your future?
They have a lot of love for each other. They love each other a lot, but they're also not like too emotional where they can't think analytically. And I like that, because sometimes people, they get confused, like they have too much emotions involved. Like maybe they have some sort of weird childhood like traumatic event. There's just a lot of like there's like a lot of like built up like energy that makes it hard for them to like make analytical choices, and I respect that they can make analytical choices and still have like a good marriage.
A deep love?
Yeah, a deep love.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's
How
very
cool is
cool.
this house? Do you love this house?
Oh my God, I love this house.
This is great, isn't it?
It's fantastic.
Were you running the construct? Your dad said you
I
were
was,
like running
yeah.
the whole thing. You
Yeah,
like
it was
ran
just
the whole
me.
project, did the whole deal.
It was just you.
Actually, it was 110% me. I'm just kidding. We did it
The
together.
deck, new deck,
I put in the deck myself,
new shingles on the exterior. What else did we do here? Glass
we
all the way.
painted everything.
Well, yeah, of course
we
you're
put the
gonna
glass.
paint. Yeah,
obviously.
glass.
We did all the
It's a new
marble.
house. I
Did
mean,
you guys have some
it's
design conflicts in this, or?
No.
No,
No?
we
Whatever
agreed.
she said, you just went with it. You're like, okay.
No,
No.
not at all.
If there was one thing that you could change about your dad, what would it be?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You gotta be honest.
I mean, he's definitely not perfect.
None of us
Nobody is.
No, no.
But I don't try to be either.
Yeah, I like that. I like that too. Well, he littered the other day. He littered. He threw a piece of plastic out the window.
I didn't throw it.
Oh my
Fell
gosh.
off my finger. The wind grabbed it out of the window. It fell. I was playing with it, and it.
Sure.
You would vibe with our daughter so much. That
Oh
is
my
literally
God.
one of the biggest things she gets upset with him. She goes, "Don't just throw stuff out the window."
Well, I just, I'm
it's
creating
just-
jobs. You know what I mean?
I used to use that
I used to
as
say I'm creating
justification too.
jobs.
I don't use that one anymore. It's not. It's not a good
She's
justification.
20 and she can't. She doesn't buy it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's not the worst thing in the world, but like, why? Like, why? Just out the window? Why? What's the purpose? Keep it in the
there's-
car.
How many
If there's
times have I
one-
done that?
Okay, I've only seen him do it like maybe twice.
Okay.
Maybe
If there's
twice.
one thing, you get the final word. If there's one thing you could share with all of the teenage girls, all the teenage kids, all the kids of like entrepreneurial, big business building, what would you say to those kids?
Well, you know, I'm still a kid, so I'm not sure if I'm like really in the place
Teach
to
the
like
kids.
make advice yet.
Teach the kids.
I don't know, be disciplined. Like, I know a lot of you are out there being like, okay, I hate school. I know a lot of people who are, a lot of kids who are like, oh, I'm more into like the financial, like, let's go. And they're like, I hate school, I'm gonna drop out. I'm like, okay, just at least finish high school. You know, like, I know like you don't like school and maybe it's pointless, right? Like, maybe, sure. They're not teaching you a lot, but like you should get through it and try to get through it the best you can. Like, if you can get good at something that you don't like doing, you're gonna be able to, you're gonna thrive at things you do. So, that would be my advice.
I think that's great advice. Because comfort is like what destroys so much of our potential success, right? It's like, oh, I'm gonna do what I'm comfortable with.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not gonna do an ice bath because it's uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lift heavy weights, it's uncomfortable. I'm not gonna, you know, put my neck on the line because I believe in myself because it's better to just play it safe. So I think that's awesome. That's some great advice, girl.
Yeah.
Very good.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're gonna have a chat with Elena too, and
Yeah. She'd love to
figure out the other side of the
Yeah.
equation. But
We'll just have to do it on the ranch.
Dude, yeah.
That'd
You
be
guys are
fun.
awesome, dude.
That'd be fun.
Thanks
you,
for
man.
having us, man.
Appreciate you
Seriously.
guys coming out.
Thanks for dropping bombs.
And thank you for being a good representation of me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I know. I have a daughter, and it's like
Yeah.
people ask questions.
Now, how
I'm
did you
like,
guys have 5 kids?
I
We
have
blended.
3. She has 2.
Okay.
So we have 21, 20, 17, 14, 12.
Wow. Well,
And
we got to
it's-
get them together.
Yeah. They're rad. Come to the ranch, shoot some guns.
She loves
To the
ranches.
deal. It's awesome.
She likes guns.
We have
Cool.
a lot of both.
I'm sure you do.
Cheers to you guys.
Hey,
Yes,
thank
cheers,
you, man.
Cheers to changes,
Thank you
building
so
cool
much.
stuff. Thanks
Yep.
for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
And,
Thanks for coming
here's
out.
to 1.0.
And now let me ask you, am I a lion or a sheep?
You're lying, dude, for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
lion.
If you have to ask me that, then you need to freaking figure it out. You get to determine that. That's the funniest thing. Wear a hat, being in an elevator. Somebody like, lions or sheep, what does that mean? I said, what do you think it means?
Yeah.
To be a lion or a sheep. I'm like, that's it.
Yeah.
There's no other explanation for it. You get to determine what it is.
Yeah.
That's what I love about it. It's simple. All right. God bless America.
Please.
Love you guys.
Vote for Grant Cardone.
Yeah.
2028. When is it?
2024, hopefully.
See? We know what's going on,
I get
man.
it. I get it.
See?
Campaign
That would
manager.
make a good president, wouldn't he? Wouldn't he be a good president? No bullshit.
No,
Get it done.
It would be great.
You'd be good. What
Yeah.
role would you have in the White House?
Good
Chief of
question.
staff? You'd be a good chief of staff.
I feel like I would be a good chief of staff. Maybe what's that one?
I don't know what.
The one that
Runs the Treasury Department?
yes, I will be head of Treasury Department.
Chairman of
The Fed?
the Fed.
Yeah. I don't think that's a presidential
Get rid of
assignment.
that stuff.
I don't think that is either.
2024?
2024.
No.
I like where your head's at.
How about
I'm in.
2020?
You know and I
I'm
know
in.
that requires many, many bricks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fine, 2028. 2028, Grant Cardone. We're all on it. Done and done.
Awesome. Great job, guys.
Great.
Thanks for coming
Thanks
in,
for letting me
Sabrina.
on, guys.
Yeah, thanks for
Great finish.
checking in and